So we're talking about freedom. And we're going to go into a meditation, but I just wanted to say a few words about freedom because we're celebrating, Independence Day this weekend in our country. And we know that there are many people around the world who are not free in their life circumstances. And there are many people in this country who, through their life circumstances, might look like they're free, but perhaps emotionally, mentally, they're really not. And some of those people could be us. We don't know. Yeah, I've been there. So what really is freedom? And I think it was Albert Einstein who said that, we can never resolve problems at the same level at which they were created. So what that says to me is that the problems of the world, and we know there are many, we just turn the news on for a minute, and we know, what that says to me is we need to go to a different level to really know freedom in our lives and to spread freedom around the world. And how do we do that? And that's the subject of our meditation. But this song that Ginger just played for us and that we chanted together with her really says it all. When we connect with the divine, that's where our freedom lies. And we also know that when we are in that place of inner peace, when we feel that freedom deep inside of us, we radiate that forth to others. And if all the 7-point-something billion people on this planet were doing that, we wouldn't have wars and conflicts. We'd know how to treat each other in love, even in disagreement. We would come to peaceful resolutions. So that's our intention, isn't it? That's why we're here every Sunday. That's why we're here. So this meditation is guided, but it's also partially silent, but I'll guide you in that as well. So I invite each of us to close our eyes and settle in our chairs. Take a few nice deep breaths, slow breaths, and bringing our awareness onto our breath. As we breathe in, molecules of air circulating around the earth and coming into our bodies, into our lungs, into our blood, and circulating through our bodies. We feel that universal energy coming into us, and we move through that. And as we exhale, knowing we're in a place of peace and awareness, we can bring that forth again out into the world. And we take a few more breaths, very slowly, very peacefully, bringing our awareness in our bodies. We feel the calm that's descending. We feel the release of heightened energy from driving here, from interacting with our friends here today, from the setup in the morning, all the activity that's happening. It's settling down, and we are settling down through our breath. And I invite you to just sit for one moment with that breath. And I invite you now to bring your awareness deep within your heart. The conscious awareness is your mind, really, right? Bringing it out of the worldly circumstances, out of the interactions of the morning, into the deeper recesses of your own heart. Knowing that the heart is a portal to the divine. Knowing that this is the place of amazing grace, right here, within your heart. And feel that peace, feel that stillness. And we're going to go into a peaceful meditation. And it's a very simple meditation. We keep our awareness in our heart. We keep our awareness in the knowing that the heart is a portal for our consciousness, our awareness into divine peace and divine love. And we remain there. And we spend a moment in this awareness. And you may find that as you're concentrating on awareness, on your consciousness, on your connection with the divine, as this is happening, your mind may be interjecting with some thoughts. And we like to think of meditation as a constant stream of connection with all that is, with the divine. But often it works differently, because often our mind jumps in and says, well, what about this? Or what about that? Or what do you think about this? And that's a part of meditation too. Because if there really is only the one, then our thoughts and our experiences are part of that as well. So we can recognize those thoughts. And we know that our thoughts are of the body, they're of the mind, right? They're of the world. And in that knowing, we can accept them. And we can recognize them and say, oh, there's a thought. Or there's a belief. Or there might even be a feeling. So we can notice it, we can recognize it, and we can shift our awareness back into the one mind of God, into that place of deep inner stillness, of peace and of love. And we may notice sort of a back and forth between thoughts and then back into stillness. Stillness is the place of freedom. And we might notice that our thoughts may not be as peaceful. They may not be peaceful at all, and that's okay. We can just notice them. And in the noticing, we can gently shift our awareness back to the stillness that is our truth, that lives within us. So we'll spend a few more minutes in that stillness and in the back and forth. For we know that the nature of mind is active and lively. And we can know that that's all just fine. And we can still shift back into inner peace, right here and right now. And as we notice thoughts coming up, we might also be aware of some feelings, perhaps some of them disturbing. It happens sometimes in meditation, and it is all part of meditation, and it's all fine. So if something shows up in your meditation, perhaps an interaction with someone yesterday that didn't feel quite comfortable, or something happening in your life that brings up some discomfort or some anxiety, we can recognize that too. It's all part of life. And if there is something disturbing coming up for us, we can just notice it. And we can identify the feeling. So if there's a feeling of, say, anxiety, or perhaps there's some pain coming up, we can just notice it. We can even ask a question. Questions are very powerful, even in meditation. One question we can ask is, am I really feeling whatever the feeling is? Am I feeling anxious? And just allow the question to be there. And notice your body as you ask the question. Am I really suffering? Is this really true? And notice if you feel energy start moving in your body. Or perhaps there are sensations in your abdomen, in your solar plexus area, perhaps. And you might feel energy starting to move through your arms, through your legs, right on out into the universe, just by asking a question, simply by noticing. And allow that energy to move or do what it will. And you might notice as the energy moves and shifts and changes that something else is changing as well. And there might be a feeling of perhaps settling down, or maybe of relief, maybe a more peaceful feeling, maybe a more accepting thought. Another question may arise. A question such as, am I at peace? You can ask yourself that question. And there's no answer needed. It's the question the power is in the question. Am I at peace? And stay in that awareness. And you may notice that your energy, through asking these questions, oftentimes brings you to the same place that your awareness brings you to, that feeling of peace and of oneness. the awareness of the divine that may be happening for you. Another portal to oneness through our own inner experience. We'll spend a few moments in this stillness. We can notice that the stillness is silent. It is peaceful. In this awareness, you might ask the question, am I free? In this moment, right here and right now, am I free? In the energy of this question, I invite you to notice if there's peace within your body, your mind, and your heart. And I invite you to think about the circumstances of your life, just an ordinary day. And think if you feel that kind of peace as you walk through your life, interacting with your family and your friends, your work colleagues, the lady in the grocery store, the guy at the DMV who might be giving you a hard time. Where does this peace abide? Can I access it at any time? And just stay in that question. Can I walk through the world being at peace, being in the world, yet not of it? Jesus' words. I am one with all that is. And again, ask the question, is this freedom? Does this freedom live within me? invite you now to bring your awareness slowly and gently back into your body. Noticing your feet connected to the floor, knowing the floor is connected to the earth. Noticing the energy flowing and moving in your body, and any sensations that might be making themselves known to you. Just notice. Notice your breathing. And take 2 or 3 nice, slow, peaceful, and free breaths. And I invite you to remember that is your breath that is connecting you to the world, and also connecting you through your heart to the divine. And I invite you to remember as you walk through the world after this service today and all through the week, that this is your freedom. This is the truth of my life. Taking another nice, slow, deep breath, I invite you to just move your fingers and your toes a little bit and come back into the physical world with your awareness. Shake your shoulders a little bit and just move around a little bit and gently open your eyes and come fully back into the room. Thank you, and so it is.